return of the mid-season season
Second
8.
half of season 8.
Second half season
For
8,
The Walking Dead.
Episode 9 of season 8, in other words. And we come back to Carl's bitten death. Like, the whole episode is really about his own death. We also come back to what else happened in the episode?
It feels like they just drag along the whole, like, we knew since the mid-season finale that Carl was a goner. He got bit.
Yeah.
Unless some miraculous shit happened.
No, but some shit happened right with Morgan in this episode too.
Fuck Morgan, dude.
I know, Morgan keeps battling that whole, like, should I kill, should I not kill, like, battle and shit like that. But no. In this episode, no. We definitely gotta talk about Morgan. Because he ripped some fool's guts out. And, oh man, can I not get over that shit.
That was pretty awesome.
That was brutal as fuck.
I don't know if I forgot what happens in the first half of season 8, or if they kind of tried to mesh the whole Carl dying and Morgan dealing with that on his own, because like Morgan's not even around Rick and them when they're all trying to comfort Carl as he dies.
Yeah,
it'd be kind of cool to find out that Morgan went on his little rampage and shit to just kind of sort of deal with his feelings, because we were talking about this as the show was going on. Morgan lost his son in, I don't know if the exact way, but in similar fashion as to how Rick lost Carl in this episode.
Well, he lost his son with a bite, of course, but right? It was from like his the reason that Morgan lost his son is because his son got bit from his zombie mom.
Oh, so, that's an extra
similar
layer.
In the sense that they got bit. Different though, that like Morgan's son was kind of duped by his own feelings with his mom, whereas Carl was just kind of more duped by his own feeling of like doing the right thing. Do the right thing, you know what I mean?
Which always proves to be futile.
Well, not always, but
that's what the show leads us to believe, man.
I'm an advocate of doing the right thing, so I'm gonna say no.
Even if you die.
Even if you die, because you never know. You progress the group. You know, you make the group go further.
You don't know that because you're dead.
Well, that's the hope. As
I'm
a dead
kidding.
person, it's the hope.
I'm kidding. It's circumstantial, I think. No, but yeah. So. Yeah, the episode spends its entire time.
Well,
I would have liked a few flashbacks, to be honest.
Do you remember how it starts?
Yeah, it starts with Ooh. Oh yeah. It starts with Morgan spying on some people. Like he's in a building.
Oh no! They're not spying on people. They're because in the last episode, they captured a couple of the saviors into a building and shit, and they released a couple of zombies to keep them there. And so Morgan is just kind of like watching over to see what's going on and everything. And that's when he sees a couple of the the saviors, shoot out the surrounding zombies so that their group can come out. And that's when they start shooting at Morgan and shit.
Ah, okay. Okay, yeah, see, that clears it up for me because I was kind of confused when it started.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, I think I'm a little bit more buzzed than you are, so you're going to have to remind me a little bit more buzzed.
No, well, I mean, that happens, and then, we get the intro commercials, and we come back, and we have Carol, and I believe it's survivors of the attack on Alexandria that she leads to that little cottage that she was set up in.
Yeah.
And, she kind of tells them lay low and stuff and kind of bounces from there. And then... after that, we cut to Rick and Carl and their whole situation. Well, no, I think we have a little scene where we see...
It's a flashback.
Yeah, Carl and the guy that he saves, how they kind of escape their whole... After the interaction with those zombies that bite Carl.
Yeah.
And they kind of just escape through the sewer system and stuff like that. And then, I blanked. I forget. I'm not sure how they reconnected the group.
We're going to have to watch this episode again, but just go over the overall themes, though, because, I'm starting to forget myself.
So yeah, they reconnect. They go. Oh, no, they get back to Alexandria through the sewer system. So they get back there because then Carl washes up, hides the wound, patches it up.
Oh, it's a flashback of what happened.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
And so then after that they just all regroup and stuff. Oh, I forget at which point though it's revealed that Carl, or at least revealed to Rick, that Carl has a bite.
No, well, that was at the end of the last episode, which was at the end of in this case, the montage of where he's cleaning himself up and everything, you know. And so, and then we go through a whole montage of him like taking pictures with Judith, and like writing letters to people and everything. So in other words, there was some time from the moment he got bit to this episode.
Can't be that much time.
A couple days, dude, 2-3 days.
People turn in a few hours.
When they have a great bite, but this was like just teeth marks.
An incision.
So it wasn't that big of a bite. It was just like teeth marks. So the infection got into him, but it wasn't like spread in like a bite would have gotten him.
I'm gonna need a little more explanation.
Well, the only explanation I can give you is the fact that like Carl had time to write letters, spend time with Judith, give her a good time, even like take pictures with her. You know what I mean? Couple days passed, in my opinion. At the most, or at the least, I would say, 1 day and like a night happened.
Are you sure he wasn't just remembering memories of the past? Because
it wasn't memories of the past, because this is shit that happened after it simply because of the bite. He took the time to take pictures with Judith, make sure, because it's all shit that you would do in order for people to remember you after you died. Taking picture with Judith and making sure that like he knows it. Writing letters for everybody, including Judith. You know what I mean? Shit that's gonna last for a time span after that. You know?
I'm gonna take your word for it, just cause. Yeah, I really can't remember, but interesting if that's the case, because that brings up a whole bunch of different questions. Because then you have the whole question of, well, shit. Is he Superman? Do the Ricks, do the Grimes have secret powers in their blood or some shit?
I think it was just done.
Could they be the healing factor?
No,
for
I don't
the
think,
cure?
I don't think it was anything dramatic like that. I think it's simply just it was done as a goodbye to Chandler Riggs, the actor who plays Carl.
Well, then that makes me angry, because that deviates from the entire show. It makes it all fake.
I mean, it is fake. At this point, like, honestly, we've seen some inconsistencies in the stories that, like, you as an audience member, you just kind of have to let go of your rigid, In other words, you gotta dispense belief to enjoy this show sometimes. And in my opinion, I don't think it's that big of a deal to dispense belief in the fact that they're just sending in a send-off to this actor.
It's like you're willing to let go of the fact that everyone that's ever been bitten through the history of this show has turned within hours.
There's an argument to be made. I'm not saying that what your assessment is about the turnage of a person is within a couple hours, and I'm not saying that like you're wrong either.
All right, well, cool, because the only point I have about that is if that does happen to be the case, it opens a whole new fucking line of questioning and just way that it could go.
I've given up on like trying to make this show make sense.
And that's another thing I want to get to, because fuck this show, bro.
This show has given up on actually making sense, because like there's already been too many cases where like they bullshit their way out of things.
Why do I keep watching this shit? Is my question to myself. Because
of the emotional like connection.
I don't know. No, I don't even feel that. Like this entire episode. Okay, they go away for a season, right? We have the mid-season finale, and then they go away, and they come back. What is it, like 2-3 months later? And this is the episode that we get?
I enjoyed this episode. I don't know what you talking about.
No, I feel like they dragged out the whole Carl's gonna die, when in the promo leading up to this, they fucking stick it in our face and tell us, guess what, guys? Carl's gonna die. This is his send-off episode. And I just feel like, what? So then why the fuck did we waste so many scenes on that? You know what I mean? It's like, I would much rather they progress the story, the storyline, instead of just dishing off an entire episode to
I'm not gonna,
Carl's dead.
I'm not gonna disagree with you that they they kind of dragged along the whole Carl death thing. Well, we already knew from like the previous episode that he was gonna die and everything. But at the same time, I don't hate it because I like the send off for the actor. Because like I said before, despite the fact that many criticism of like the kid, he was integral to the story. You know what I mean? He was part of the overall story, and especially because he's Rick's son. Imagine yourself being Rick with your son. Like, fuck your feelings of Rick. This is your son. If you put yourself in his
And
position.
we talked about this, yeah. Like,
and like, imagine yourself what you'd be feeling if you were Rick in that situation. Your kid's dying.
kudos to the actor,
you
by
know?
the way. That guy's good at emotional stuff.
Yeah.
Because I felt that shit while that was going on. I felt that, man. And
I don't know, man.
that's a tough position to be in right there. Because
Exactly,
we
yeah.
talked about it, It's his firstborn son.
And then you don't even know if fucking Judith is his or not.
Well, exactly. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure that at this point, we are to assume that
It's not.
both Rick and Carl think that it is Rick's son.
I'm going with it. It's not.
I'm blanking out on it right now, but there was something that Carl said when he was saying his goodbye to Judith. There's something that he said that like, to me, that was the bing. Like, no, they don't know. Like, they totally think it's Rick's, like, in the family type thing. But I'd have to rewatch the episode to really point it out. But so that could be the case. But regardless, Rick, firstborn, dying, always felt like the protector, like he had to protect him, and that's why he was living in this world. Couldn't protect him on this one. Why? As Carl confessed to him, because he was just trying to be big and brave like his dad.
Yeah.
And his dad showed him to be compassionate through those actions that he signaled that happened, like, I think season 3, those Marbury people that he takes
around
into
there.
the prison and stuff.
4, 3, 4.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think it's 4. But like, he says that on his deathbed to his. Oh my God, bro! Imagine your son saying stuff like that to you.
Oh, I can't. I don't even have a kid. I can't imagine it, but it still hurts me just to think about it. Ah! I don't want to have kids. I'm gonna die if I have kids, man.
No. If we talk about it in that aspect, then yeah, this show's badass. This episode was badass, stuff like that. But like, just on a superficial level, I don't know. I wasn't satisfied with this opening.
I did. I was satisfied. I think. Look, and this could be the alcohol talking. I don't know. But I feel like coming back from like the mid-season finale, the way they left us and everything. And yes, they did drag on Carl's death and everything, but I felt like it was a perfect send-off for the actor and like the character and everything. So I don't mind the drag that they did. And the show's back. Obviously, we're gonna deal with Negan and shit. So.
Well, I can't wait for that. You saw the cuts at the end of the episode?
Yeah.
I can't wait for that.
So we already know what's gonna happen the rest of this season. It's just a matter of getting there. And at this point,
time out. I'm gonna have to blow my whistle, my referee whistle on that one. We don't know, cause we got a bombshell dropped on us during one of the flashback scenes.
What was that?
Like one of the very last flashback scenes at the end of the episode. Judith runs up to a man in a garden, and that man just so happens to be
Oh snap! You are but
Negan.
All right, but that could be the fantasy flashback.
Yeah, it could be a dream. Could be a dream.
Yes, there were 2 flashback sets in the previous episode in the mid-season finale, and in this season, I think, or in this episode.
I think it started since last season, right?
Yeah, no. Well, in last season there was definitely this allusion to 2 timelines and shit, and then in this episode, I feel there was that same display where like we got like the perfect ending timeline where Judith is there and like everybody's happy and everything, and then we got the other timeline where, and I mean, I don't know if I'm remembering it wrong, but remember that scene where like Rick has that red eyes and shit.
Oh yeah.
He's crying shit. Wasn't that the other timeline I'm thinking of? Where like everything has just gone to shit and he's like fucking red eyed and everything.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So
I missed that final scene. I wasn't looking, but
that's what I'm thinking. Like, again, we're fucking wasted, so we might be remembering the episode completely.
Well, no. From what you described the scene as being, from what you said that the scene was, you might be right. You said you saw blood leaking out of his gut or something, or like his side or something like that.
Yes. That was the last shot of him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
he got hit, and there was like he got hit on the right side of his rib cage, and there was like some blood coming out. So I don't know where it ends up with that.
So there's two possible scenarios, and that's that we're being introduced to a third real life timeline, something that happens maybe, but if we go down that path, then that means he survives whatever wound that would be on his side.
Yeah, correct.
Because we later see him with a white beard as an old man. At least we assume.
Well, that flashback I'm considering as like the fantasy flashback.
And that's the number two that I was gonna bring up. That could be the other timeline, whereas that's just Rick dreaming, and that's just what he wants, after the fact, Carl dying and all that. So it's gonna be interesting to find that out for sure. Yeah. Hey, this show, man. You know what? It's better to talk about it.
Right. We have more fucking insight when we talk about it.
Yeah, we just watched the episode. We're like, fuck this show, man.
So overall, honestly, and I'm only going off on grading this shit because we've been doing it for the movies. So I'm gonna do it for the episode. And so, out of 10, I give this episode a solid 7. 7, 8.
You're such a whore with your ratings.
What does that mean?
I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna go 7.5 because I said 7 between 7 and 8, so 7.5.
I'm gonna be a little bit more of a whore. No, I'm kidding.
Fuck you. What do you give this episode then?
4.
A 4?
Yep.
So it's
solid
just
4.
Eh.
It really was a to me because I found myself drifting off into my phone as the episode played out.
Yeah, you did. I remember that.
So it was just kind of, I don't know. It's just I feel as if the writers have run out of story, so they come up with good ideas because they are good ideas. How the show progresses and stuff like that, but they try to stretch those ideas out as far as they possibly can.
Yeah.
And then. You know what I mean? There's points in the show where it just feels like daytime drama to me. Some Days of Our Lives type shit. It's like we get these intense scenes where people are just like looking at each other and stuff, and like we never get any context behind that. Yeah. It's just we just have that scene in there, and it's kind of like, bitch, there's other things going on in this world that I care about. Like, how about that military that Rick when he follows that helicopter at the end of the first half of this season.
Wait.
When the tiger dies.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
And Rick's walking down and he just sees a freaking army-like helicopter fly over him.
Yeah.
And then he chases it down and he finds this base. What the fuck?
Oh, what happened? I think that was Negan's base.
No. Negan's base is the prison. This was a military-grade base.
I gotta look back. I don't remember that. I remember the helicopter and the base and everything, but I don't remember it being like a military base. I thought it was Negan's base. So I gotta go back on that.
No, yeah, what the hell, man? In my view, I would run towards that and be like, hey, guys.
No, hell no. You crazy motherfucker? You don't know if that's actually, even if it is a military, it's like,
very
no.
true.
You scout that shit.
True.
You don't run it. Hell no.
True.
You'd be dead, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You're dead.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. I got a little too ahead of myself there.
Hold back, bro. You don't run into that shit. You hold back. Watch those motherfuckers.
That's how you know I can't go to the strip club.
So that's our review for episode 9 of season 8
Yeah, baby.
of The Walking Dead. I like this shit. We should continue this shit. Let's join in next week for episode 10 of The Walking Dead.
We don't know what we're going to call this, but it's not Cinema Beast, bitch.
Whatever it is, it's The Walking Dead review.
You like that little plug?
Yeah.
Don't put that part in there.
Alright, peace out, guys.